So, are we ready to get into the thick of affiliate, thick of our relationship and everything around it?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and how and what your journey has been like, especially with founding AMP?
Yeah. So I've been in the affiliate space for about 15 years at this point, and I worked primarily in-house for the majority of my career. So I was managing in-house brands, and that ranged from retail, D2C, B2B, and then prior to starting this, I was at PayPal and I was the global head of affiliates, leading up their brand affiliate strategies over there. And then when I was on my first maternity leave, it was at a time when there were a lot of folks in tech that were getting laid off, including a lot of my colleagues at PayPal. And so I was on maternity leave. I had a 6-week old in one hand when an old colleague called and was like, "Hey, I'm at this new fintech and they're trying to do affiliate marketing and they don't really know what they're doing. Do you know anybody who could help?" And I looked at my 6-week old and was like, "Yeah, I could help." And then I like cried for 2 weeks for signing up to do this during my maternity leave. Uh, and it was a lot of fun, like working at PayPal was great, but huge organization, a lot of red tape. Working with a startup fintech, we could do a lot more and we could move a lot more quickly.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And then I had an opportunity after returning from maternity leave where a large enterprise organization had reached out to me really to poach me. And instead I pitched the business, and I'll never forget, he said, "You know what? I'm a supporter of small businesses. I'd love to be part of your origin story. Let's do it." And so that really kicked it off for me. And then I left PayPal and started to just be full-time in AMP with, at the time, 2 clients. And then 3 weeks into it, I discovered that our second daughter was on her way. And so that really kind of forced me to, okay, now we have to really build this out to make it sustainable. So we started working with a number of partners across platforms. I started reaching out to my network, and we started pitching more and more businesses and then really focus on building out a team. And 2.5 years later, we have a team of about 7 with part-time and full-time employees. We have full employee benefits. We are in the double digits for clients at this point, and working with all sizes of finance and fintech companies, ranging from startups to multi-billion-dollar legacy financial institutions. So it's been quite a ride.
Kudos and congratulations. I think the growth path that you've charted after being a mom of 2 and taking up this entire journey has been absolutely phenomenal. And I love working with you and your team. So glad we can do this. Uh,
Uh,
Second, with over 15 years of experience in the industry, what are some trends you're expecting to see for advertisers in the affiliate space in 2026?
yeah, so it's already starting to happen, but I think one of the bigger things that I'm hearing from our enterprise clients is the AI search halo effect. And that comes up a lot in the affiliate space, because when you look at a lot of these LLMs and you're searching, somebody puts in a query about a product or trying to do some research on like a financial product that they're looking at, they'll go and do some more in-depth research with an LLM instead of just a simple Google search. And we often see our affiliate partners show up as cited sources there. On top of that, you also see Reddit showing up as the cited source. And I know that's kind of changing right now. I know ChatGPT in particular has made some changes to that, but I see a lot of marketing executives really want to say, how do we show up there? And we've been leveraging some of our affiliate partners to help us get there. So that's definitely one. And then another one, which is not new, but I think is going to come out even stronger in 2026, is especially in the finance space. We are just like completely shifting away from coupon and deal. We don't really do a ton of coupon deal and cashback. It's not the right space for us. But definitely focusing on some more maybe non-traditional affiliate partnerships. That's the route that we're taking. Another thing that over the last like 2 to 3 years, which feels very like 2012 to me, but it's like rearing its head again. It's like programmatic is coming back very, very strong, particularly with folks that can connect in MMPs. And a lot of our partners have apps and are driving traffic to their apps. And if you're able to get somebody to download their app, it's a much more valuable consumer. So working with partners in that way. So not just a traditional affiliate link out, but a direct connection into the app. I think that's definitely the trend. Definitely the trend that we're seeing. So AI search is, you can't say buzzwords without saying AI at this point.
Yeah.
But I really think that, of course, programmatic is definitely another one that's, high on our list. And then the other one, the last one that I would say is we're starting to do a lot of channels that were traditionally maybe on a CPM or a CPC or a flat fee model. And there are more and more partners in the space that are starting to monetize them in a performance way. And so we've seen a large uptick in that and just like leveraging affiliate rails to be able to access some of these opportunities. So a great example is CTV. We do a ton of CTV through the affiliate space, and it is a much bigger volume driver and obviously much better from a CPA perspective than a lot of the direct buys that very expensive top of funnel agencies are doing, right?
Yeah.
So kind of leveraging that affiliate relationship style, that affiliate model, those affiliate rails for some of those, more traditional style medium.
Understood. I think, especially for the AI part, the AI search, I completely agree with you. That has been a big topic of conversation at like the last conference that we did. So I know a lot of advertisers want to get onto that really quickly, and let's see. I think they're going to get on in 2026, 100%.
Yes.
Next one. Brands are always on the hunt for incrementality. With that being said, how does browser advertising fit into the media mix for brands?
Yeah. So this one's like a really interesting one because especially with some of the partners that we work on, we're talking about enterprise organizations that have millions of dollars that they're pouring into these large agency models, right? But for browser advertising, for at least in the relationships that we've had, it reaches a different audience. The audiences are of course present across like a lot of social media and things like that, but especially for some of these like lesser used browsers or non-Chrome browsers, right? Like it's an ability to reach a different audience set. Yeah. And so we typically see pretty good amounts of new customer volume coming through there because it's a different audience that we're talking to.
Of course. The next one. In a space where lead quality and conversion intent are crucial, how has browser advertising helped move the needle for your finance brands?
Yeah, so we pay on the metric that we want to pay on, right? We pay on the conversion point that we want to pay on, and you guys have been really great partners in that. You've been able to optimize campaigns down to where we need to be from a CPA perspective. So I don't know if it's necessarily browser advertising or if it's your team that's really great at optimizing these campaigns. But this is a performance industry. And so when we work with partners, we're looking at performance, and whatever levers you guys are pulling on the back end to get us where we need to be, we've been very happy with.
Oh, that's awesome. We're excited for 2026, honestly. Not even 2026, how excited I'm always to speak to you any time of the year for your brand. So fingers crossed for what we can do next year.
Yeah.
And the last one. How would you describe your experience working with VEVE? And are there any specific successes or milestones have you witnessed so far that you like to highlight?
Yeah. First of all, we love the team. And so they're not only a super fun team because every time we see them at conferences, we have a great time, but they're extremely strategic. And I think that's not something that you get from all affiliate partners. I feel like when we're working with you guys, it's a really like bespoke approach to the marketing strategy, right? Like it's almost an extension of our client's team. You guys are out there buying media on our behalf and just like ruthlessly optimizing. And I think a really great example for one of our global legacy partner or legacy financial institutions, we started off a campaign where our CPA, at the gate came in pretty high. And then I think it optimized down, like, I think it was reduced like 400% within a 30 to 60 day period. A lot of work done on your guys' end, but I think that was a huge, accomplishment for your team to be able to do that. And you guys know the space really well. So when we're looking at shifting budget, you're like, we're just on the precipice, right? Like, let us keep going. And, we've learned so much at this point. And once we figure it out here, we can use these same tactics here. And so like, not only are you thinking about, okay, how do we get the lowest CPA possible, but how do we scale? Like, how do we continue to scale? How do we get you guys the visibility that you need that's going to be meaningful for you? So it's a really collaborative approach to campaign management, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing all your kind words. I think it's also necessary for our partners to be open to that kind of conversation, to have it a one-to-one conversation for us to be able to optimize in that direction. So I think the communication from your team, you and the brand team, has always been very transparent and has always set like our north in terms of where we're supposed to be, and hoping that 400% becomes another humongous percent that we'll have trouble speaking and calling out on calls moving forward. But yes, we're excited, and thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. It's been a great ride, and we're only looking to ride higher waves with you and the team in 2026.
Absolutely.
Awesome.